Hey, so I know I'm in kind of rough shape, but 2 hours ago I was in the middle of a Muay Thai class, so I just got home not that long ago and had my dinner for the day. So you'll have to bear with me for my condition at the moment. So I've probably alluded to it in the title, whatever the title is going to be, that I am finally running into my first sort of snag as far as this whole weight loss situation goes. Um, so a few weeks ago, I got down to 289, which is a new low for me. And I was really excited about it, obviously. I get excited every time I lose 1 pound, like it's fucking Christmas to me. So I got down to 289 a couple weeks ago. And after that, I don't know, it was like a matter of days. I shot back up 6 fucking pounds. So that was demoralizing. But, I figured a lot of it's probably, just water. Because that happens. You cycle up and down, and I record the new low each time. And what'll happen is I'll reach a new low, it'll come back up a bit, but then it'll come back down and it'll go lower than it was before. And I record that. Um, but not so much. It went up to 295 after being 289 in a matter of days, and I just leveled out there for, I don't know, a week maybe. I finally got it back down, um, and I've been stuck right about 290 for another week at least, probably longer than that by now. So, yeah, clearly something is off here. In this entire time span, like a month, I've had one single cheat day, and I didn't go too crazy overboard because I got partway through my day like it was any other regular day before I decided like fuck it, I'm I'm just gonna eat what I want today. So I didn't like fucking order a stack of 5 pizzas and eat them all in one sitting or some crazy bullshit like that. That would make me fucking sick as a dog, anyways. Honestly, I can't handle too much grease all at once and also too much food in general all at once. I get like painful bloating that goes on for hours on end. It's terrible. Um, which I did do to myself that cheat day, if I remember correctly. I'm not sure actually now that I think about it, but I was tracking still, and I was about 3,000 calories that day, which is not great. But for a cheat day, especially as like a fat person that used to be really fat previously, um, 3,000 is pretty tame. There've been points in my life where I was probably doing 4,000 a day for months on end, without even realizing it. Because that's just, it's one of those things where a bad habit just kind of progressively gets worse until like, you gain a little bit of weight as a kid and it just keeps going. And by the time you're an adult, you're just eating the most insane, unbelievable fucking garbage diet, just huge portions of terrible food. So, that's where I started in all of this. I was at that point, and I've done a lot of work to kind of walk that back and change over time. Um, so yeah, back to about 290, um, and I'm stuck, which tells me that something is wrong here. That one cheat day surely wasn't responsible for all of this. To gain six back, roughly six. I mean, I'm sure there is some water weight there, but you don't put on 6 pounds of water weight, like, and then not lose it back within the next couple of weeks. Like if that was just the high point of the cycle, there would have been a low point that would have put me back closer to like 289. No, I was stuck around 295. So it it wasn't just water weight. I know I gained some weight back. Um, so that one cheat day surely didn't do that. But the problem is, it's obvious to me now that I am severely undercounting my calories because I was using the TDEE calculator thing. Um, I'm a 26-year-old male, about 6 feet tall, uh, 290 pounds at the moment. 289 to 291, somewhere in there. Um, I marked myself as sedentary, which I'm not, but I want to, any way I can shortchange myself and like cut my budget smaller, the better. Because clearly, I'm overshooting it anyways. So I marked myself as sedentary. I put my body fat in as 45%, which the last time I had it measured was like fucking 2, 3 years ago, something like that. And it was like 48, I want to say. Um, it's got to be less now because I've lost a lot of weight since then. But I put it up higher because if I put it down lower, it was going to give me a higher budget, and I don't want a higher budget because I'm going to take advantage of that if I get one, and then I'm not going to lose any fucking weight. So I put myself in as 45% body fat, 26-year-old male, about 6 foot, not active slash sedentary. Um, and my maintenance calories should be, it was about like 2,300 a day. Well, the thing is, in Lose It, you may have seen in my other videos, I have it marked so that I am sedentary and, I have my age, height, weight, all that shit. And I have it set to lose 1 pound a week. And I have a manual subtraction of 370 calories. So whatever its formula would give me, minus 370 is the budget that I've set for myself. So at the moment, it's a little over 1,900 per day. Um, if I'm not losing any weight, then I'm clearly eating, closer to 2,300, um, maybe a little more. So that tells me that I'm off by, a few hundred calories per day, which is bad. Uh, I could address that problem by weighing everything, but there's some things that I don't really know how to log it in the app. For example, ground beef. Anytime I cook ground beef, like there are options for like broiled or pan cooked. Of course I'll go pan cooked because that's how I do it. But it doesn't say whether it's drained or not. Sometimes I may or may not drain it depending. Because a lot of the times I use really lean beef anyways. I use like 93% most of the time. So um, sometimes you don't really need to drain it. Like it kind of just cooks dry. Um, so So stuff like that. Like I don't know, do I weigh it after it's cooked? Do I weigh it before? If I'm draining it, what do I mark it down as in the app? If I'm not, then what then? Shit like that. I just little things like that. It almost makes me want to like maybe this is a bad idea, but like to just rely on prepackaged stuff for at least a little while, like lean cuisines and protein bars and shit like that, just to I don't know, just to take some of the guesswork out of it, I guess. But then again, I don't actually know how accurate the counts on those packages are going to be, so that could be another problem right there in and of itself. Um, yeah, I'm kind of struggling here. I I don't think I've done a video since this happened, but I got a bench and a rack and a barbell and plates. It's a 300-pound kit, just to start off with. I mean, I am gonna have to get more plates soon. Um, but for the moment, I'm just playing catch up because I haven't lifted weights like seriously since I was in high school, and I wasn't particularly serious back then either. And of course, on and off hormones for years. I've lost a good bit of strength, so I'm having to catch back up a bit. But regardless, I've been doing that, though not as much as I should. And I'm starting to think I have a couple options here. I could start weighing things out to get a better, to track more accurately. I could keep doing what I've been doing, but manually set my budget lower to compensate so that I don't have to start weighing shit out anymore. But I'm so severely undercut in my budget that even if I overshoot it by 400 or 500, um, that'll only get me closer, but still under like the maintenance calories threshold. So I'll still lose weight that way. That seems like it would get really hard though, because if I am tracking accurately as I'm doing that, then um, it would be difficult. Another option is to keep doing what I'm doing now, because apparently I'm eating maintenance calories for my, height, weight, all that. But if I hit the weights hard, um, and make sure I'm getting enough protein, but otherwise keep my calories like the same, I could kind of like recomp a bit, I guess is the term you would use for that. Like trade in some of my body fat for more muscle mass. And then, that just passively consumes more calories just to exist. So I could do that. Um, but that seems like it would take a while, and just it would be pretty slow going, like without gear, as they call it, steroids, or even just testosterone or whatever. Which, I mean, I'm off hormones, but I mean, even guys that have never been on hormones still supplement their natural testosterone if they're like, crazy fucking meatheads. Um, Without any of that stuff, the prospect of putting on more than, like, some number of grams or maybe an ounce or two at most of muscle over the course of like months, um, especially on, a somewhat calorie restricted diet. Like, I'm not eating like 4,000 a day. I don't eat like The Rock or whatever. Like, um, it just seems like that would be very incremental progress, very slowly. I don't know if I want to do that, especially because I really wanted to do. For a while there, I had been seeing a thumbnail for another YouTube video from some guy who lost 100 pounds in 10 months. I wanted to do that too, because I was like, well, fuck it. Apparently, it's possible, and I'm already most of the way there. Like, today, as I'm recording this, it's September 1st. October 1st will be 10 months since I started, and I have about 10 pounds left. So I could, that's feasible. A month to lose 10 pounds, like, it would be difficult, but I could do it. So like I would love to try to do that, but at this point, like, it's like, fuck, I'm really gonna have to, like, it's crunch time now. Like, this is not as trivial a task as it seemed before. Not that it ever seemed necessarily trivial, but fuck, I can't talk. Not that it ever necessarily seemed trivial, but like, for the first however many months of this, it seemed like everything was going the way that it should be. Like, I had myself set in Lose It to lose 2 pounds a week, and I was losing about 2 pounds a week right up until I hit 289. Like, that rate never changed until I hit 289, and then fucking dead in the water, like straight up dead stop. And it's weird to me. I don't know. Uh, Fuck. I kind of, I feel like there's more that I want to say, but I'm kind of drawing a blank on it at the moment. I have been stepping up the frequency of classes that I'm taking as far as my sort of like MMA type stuff. The Muay Thai I've been doing 2 times a week for months now, but the Jiu Jitsu I've been kind of skimping out on because, being as big as I am, I have really shitty range of motion. Um, which, I mean, there are guys my size that definitely have it worse, but still, like, compared to a thin person, I'm not very flexible. And also, it's hard finding, the uniforms, the gi as it's called. It's hard finding those that fit. It's fucking embarrassing, honestly, to get like the biggest size that you can find is still like, fits you like a fucking sausage casing. So because of that, like, the social anxiety, the self-consciousness, and just feeling like my body can't physically do some of the things that, like, the instructor is trying to teach me, I've been not going to jujitsu very often, and just mostly focusing on Muay Thai. But I'm doing jujitsu twice a week now. So 4 classes a week, and it's jujitsu Tuesday morning, Muay Thai Wednesday evening. It's Wednesday evening now. Um, and then jujitsu Thursday morning and Muay Thai Friday evening. So that's been the schedule. And I've been, trying to get at least some exercise in a couple other days of the week on my own, particularly like, during the weekend, which is my work week. Um, I haven't been walking as much as I should be because the weather has been god awful hot. And when it's not super hot, it's only cooler because it's raining. So I haven't been getting out for that. What I started doing, which I only started doing this week, but I got so sick of waiting for the weather to improve that what I'll do is I'll go out into my garage where I have my weight, bench, rack, all that shit. Um, and just to get some cardio in, I'll do like jumping jacks, like wall push-ups, sit-ups, squats, calf raises, shit like that. Just all body weight. Um, like jogging in place, just random shit like that. Um, and what I've been doing is I've been structuring it like the way that we do it in my Muay Thai classes, which is like we'll do a 5 minute cardio blast at the end of every class, is what he calls it, where you do like, jumping jacks for a minute and then burpees for a minute. And then, whatever, whichever exercises he feels like that day making you do a minute each, 5 minutes total. And then by the end of it, of course, everybody's fucking dying. Like, because it's just these are like burpees are fucking kind of hard, so you do them a minute straight as much as you can, and then four other exercises the same way. Yeah, you're gonna be struggling. So I've been doing that in my garage, and also what I'll do is I got an interval timer app on my phone, and so I set up like 5 minute rounds, and I'll just shadow box with my gloves on and shit. Because I got 20-ounce gloves, they're kind of heavy. So that's vaguely exhausting, especially if if you're just like standing there with your guard up, just kind of like, walking around, that's not very exhausting. But if you're actually like throwing combos and shit and like miming, like, slipping a jab and shit like that, then it can, it's decent cardio. And in particular, I'm doing it because like I want to, work on my like endurance in my shoulders so I can hold those heavy ass gloves up longer. Because we've been sparring like every Friday, and having uh we'll say having a better gas tank when it comes to that would be nice. It hasn't really been particularly a problem in classes, but if I ever wanted to actually fight like competitively, or if I ever, God forbid, got into an actual fight like outside of a class or competition environment, then I would really like to not have to worry so much about gassing out so quickly. So I've been training that. Um, that's another thing. Something that came up today was myself, and there was only one other person at the class today. This girl, um, we'll call her Sarah. Sure, that works. She's probably like about my age, and she's like 6'1" or 6'2", like tall as shit, and just fucking skinny ass green bean. Like, clearly athletic all her life, which is the opposite of what I've been. So of course she runs circles around everybody, and she's good too. She's damn good. She made it sound like her and I started close to the same time, but she doesn't fight like we started around the same time. She fights like she's been doing this for a while. Because every time we spar, I dread it because she just drills me in the fucking face. It's bad. Like, it makes me feel like shit about myself. But we were running our drills today, and the instructor was like, "Well, shit, I should put you guys up to competition soon." And I was like hell you will. Look at the size of me. But he was like, "No, I'm serious. You guys are looking good." And I was like, "There's no way I'm ever gonna cut that much weight. Let's be real." And he went into this thing. He was telling me about like, well, if you set a goal and give yourself like a deadline, it gives you something to like strive for, and you can kind of set your pace, but also like it gives you more motivation to like really get on it because you don't want to miss your deadline. And I told him the 100 pounds in 10 months thing. I was like, I'll try and see if I can do that first, and after that we'll revisit any other crazy ideas you have about me getting down to like an actual competitive fighting weight. Like, I know I'm never gonna be like like UFC or Bellator material. Obviously, I missed that boat years ago. I should have been athletic as a kid and started training like martial arts at least in my teens. No later than that if I ever wanted to do something like that. Let's be real. Um, I don't know. Maybe other people can get away with it, but I feel like I led such a shitty, inactive, soft life for so long that there's just no way I would ever be at that level. Like I'm way too late to the game. By the time I catch up, I'm gonna be, in my 30s at least. So, but I mean, like lower level amateur stuff, just local shit. I could maybe feasibly get into that, like, a year or two or three down the road. Maybe, depending on how I do with this weight loss shit. Um, so I do kind of like that idea. I would like to do like, low level local amateur fights. Um, uh, I feel like he's a little overestimating my skills, but I don't know. Maybe I'm full of shit. Maybe I'm better than I think, and I just hate myself. But the weight thing is going to be a problem. I know that. Um, so I'm feeling kind of demoralized if it isn't obvious. Um, I'm gonna have to figure my shit out. Uh, I would really like to just like for the next couple weeks, for the rest of this month, basically, just fucking clamp down and go for safe bets, more cardio, and just fucking work it out hard and see if I can hit 279 to get my goal of 110 months. So we'll see how I do. But yeah, I don't know. It's funny because when I started this, things were going so well for so long too that it was like, well, shit, I'm going to be one of those people that actually like pulls it off, like it felt to me like I finally had like found this power to like create my own destiny. Like I was like shaping my own world in this sense of like losing weight intentionally. And it seemed like finding a cheat code in life because I'd never done that before. And so many people will never do that. Um so it just, I felt so powerful at the beginning. And I was like, well, I'm gonna do this, YouTube thing and not very seriously, but like the whole idea was like, I didn't want to be another Amberlyn Reed that just, gains and gains and gains, or like only loses a little bit and then quits and then goes right back up or beyond her starting weight. Um, and so now that I'm running into this like first difficulty wall, like I'm starting to feel like, oh shit, what if, what if I never get past it? In which case I'm gonna quit uploading because I'm not gonna broadcast to the world what a fucking loser I am. Like, not that I'm judging anyone who can't pull it off, hence my hesitance in saying that word. But it just feels like for me, like I've already gotten so far. Like I've already done so well. Like for me to fuck it up now and then just throw in the towel, like I would be so disappointed in myself. Like I know what I have to do. I know how. I just need to fucking do it. And if I don't, then that's on me. Like I can't I can't blame that on anybody else. I can't like, go into like, oh, my childhood was this and that, blah, blah, blah. Like, I get that that's a factor, but I have a responsibility now as an adult to like take control of myself. And if I don't do that, then, that would feel like failure to me. Um, Maybe that's not a healthy mindset, but you aren't my psych, so shut the fuck up. I'm kidding, of course. Um, I don't want to end up being one of those people that's like, fuck man, I've been stuck at 145 for months. Why can't I lose more weight? Like that would be crazy. So of course I don't want to go there, but still getting getting below like 210 would be great. And if I can get down as low as 185, I don't know that I would go any lower. But 185 is like a lifetime like that's it. That's the peak of the mountain kind of goal for me, which also of course at this point, considering everything that I've just told you, seems a little bit unattainable. um, but we'll see. We'll see. I guess that's all I have for now. I didn't do a full day of eating today because I mean, let's be real. I eat a lot of the same shit day in and out. Like this morning I had this like multi-grain bread Kroger has in their Carb Master line, so it's like 40 calories a slice or something. I toasted a couple slices of those and put in some of that reduced fat cream cheese, just one serving. And I had an ajitama egg, which is fucking fantastic. You should totally make those if you never have. And I had a little high protein shake from Body Fortress. That was my breakfast. Then lunch was leftover salmon, green beans, and rice. And then for dinner, I just I had a tray of frozen macaroni and cheese and a protein bar. So that's yeah, that's my day. Very exciting. So I'm probably not going to be doing too much of those anymore because I don't have anything all that interesting to share in that regard. And as far as like, am I sticking to my diet or not, the weigh-ins will show you that. So I maybe should have done one for this video, but oh well. You'll see next week whether things have changed or not. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. I need to make more of those Ajitama eggs. I had my last one this morning, so I need to do that. I haven't taken a shower after I got back from class, which I was drenched in sweat. It was so bad. My gloves were like all wet inside, which is not a usual thing for me. It was disgusting. It felt so gross. Like we had a water break and I took them off, so I could open my water bottle. And when I put them back on and they were all just wet inside, it was like, oh, gross, dude. I mentioned it to my instructor. I was like, dude, my gloves are waterlogged. And he's like, well, that's good. You're sweating it out. I'm just like, yeah, but it's like when your socks get wet, but you're still wearing your shoes. Like, it's no fucking bueno. I don't like it. Oh well. So much of this process is not so much about what I like, but what I have to do. Um, and if I want to be good at fighting, I'm going to have to train hard. And sometimes that means soaking your fucking boxing gloves. Ugh. Oh well. He has a fight of his own this weekend, and he told us that all he's had today is a protein shake, some black coffee, and a rotisserie chicken breast, just the breast with the skin on. And that's all he's had today. And he said he's not going to be eating anything else for the rest of the day. Like he might have like water or like plain tea or more black coffee, but that's it. And that's fucking insane. But it also made me think like, shit, maybe, once, twice a week, maybe more, maybe I can just gradually work it in. But like, sometimes maybe I should copy that for a meal. Like instead of having my full dinner, just have a chicken breast and a protein shake or just the chicken breast. And do that just like once a week, then step it up to twice a week or something, just to, just see how it goes for me. So I might try that. But I'm not going to be doing that day in, day out. That motherfucker is crazy. What he did is he accidentally signed up for a lower weight class than he originally wanted to fight in. But instead of like trying to correct that, he's just like, well, fuck it. I guess I'm going to cut the weight. He's nuts. He's the shit though. Yeah, I guess that's it. So I'll see you. This probably isn't going to be a weekly thing. I just don't. I'm not that consistent. Um, I'll see you when something changes, or if it changes for the negative, then you may never see me again because I'm embarrassed. So until next time, bye.